Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Transport Fever in the year 2046. I'm just going to let that sink in there for a minute. It's the year 2046, so I thought I'd start out by showing this highly futuristic Speed Dance Express, or as it turns out, this highly non-futuristic mountainside. Yes, so we had a very minor technical problem with the last episode, and the very minor technical problem in question was that I deleted all of my audio commentary before editing it, which is problematic. If you want to watch someone just randomly moving things around the screen with no explanation, it's probably highly enthralling stuff. But as it turns out, my enthusiasm for keeping the place tidy maybe overextended a little, and I ended up losing that episode. In that episode, we did some more stuff with the goods line, which is probably what you'd expect. But I also set the speed dance in motion here, in between Phoenix and Boston, in a hope to kind of G things along, because the Phoenix-Jacksonville line isn't really getting it done. So, I just thought we'd start there. Since we were in the future, I'd show kind of a futuristic kind of a train, right? Yeah. Okay, so in the rest of today's episode, what I'm going to do is show you exactly where we're up to with the massive new goods setup we've got. So stay tuned for that. So we're starting out here, midway between McAllen and El Paso, for those of you who care for such things. And this is the steel mill that we've got going on here. And as you can see, production is not exactly huge. It's producing, that's a good start. What have we got waiting here? 18. And I'm gonna take you down to the start of the whole setup here, which is good because I've got a train coming in. So as you can recall, we set up coal first, coal and iron ore as our raw materials of choice. And I'm fairly certain, although not 100% certain, that the difficulties I'm having with the line at the moment stem from the frequency with which I am picking up raw materials and then delivering them subsequently to their destination, particularly when it comes to iron and coal. Now, I have got plenty of capacity, and these chaps aren't too slouchy when it comes to moving stuff around. As you can see, I went with the fastest, most beefy goods hauler I could come up with to get coal really going on its way as quickly as possible. But I think the only real solution to this line is actually going to be to double up. I mean, 28 out of 198. I mean, that's just not going to do it, because that 28 is going to feed into being 28, maybe 56 steel in total. When you get to iron, which is a little closer, the situation's even worse. This guy will pick up, I don't know how much. I'm going to go and say not a lot. Here we go, come on. Brace, 17. See, that's just not good enough. And the line is, 4 or 5 years old by this point. So we really are, failing to live up to the prospects, especially when you consider the number of cities that we're delivering to. And we'll check in on those guys in a moment, and you can see exactly how much we're delivering to. But I figured with 2 engines coming in, 2 trains even coming in, this might be worth a watch. So let's speed it along for a moment, just to see if it is worth a watch. Who knows? We may even get the steel pickup train coming in. And that would be worth a watch, possibly. Anyway, yes. So while we're waiting, we are on the cusp of wrapping up the series. I figure we'll go for 1 more episode in total. Then I'll do something about signals. And then we will press on to a brand new project. And it's not because I'm out of ideas with this one. I could continue playing this series for another 100 episodes without breaking a sweat. There is so much I could be doing with this map, and that's one of the great things I've found about the game, is that your range of options available is huge. And as such, you can keep tinkering around fairly endlessly. And if you just consider the amount of time I've spent on the original goods line, trying to get that you know, up and running to a state where I'm happy with it, and it is now. I'm pretty happy with it. Although even saying that, I want to go and mess with it some more. So here comes the steel service coming in now. Let's go for a moderate tempo, and then we can avoid messing with it any further. So this is going to come in all of not very many at all, I wouldn't have thought. But it's quite a handsome looking setup. It's just, it's not getting the capacity to really make it worthwhile. What do we get there? 39. Barely worth the time. And here's the issue, right? Is we're bringing up coal from here, and it has to travel a heck of a distance to get to the steel mill. And then we take the steel, and that has to travel a heck of a distance to get to our factory. Here's the factory in question. So, production numbers here, we're not exactly, we're not setting any records. Wall Street aren't turning up and, offering us massive flotation deals where, we all get to make tons of money overnight. But it is all working, and that's what we covered in the last episode. In the last episode, I kind of set these lines up. I finished them off, set them up, threw depots around. Oh, you missed a rare old time trying to get this plumbed in. Yeah, that's footage that I'll release at some point. You know where I'm going to put it. I fought that for a while and celebrated its eventual success with the tree gun. Yes. Then we come to, we turn our attention to the wood side of things, and this is where I see, here's the weakness in the system. No, here's a possible weakness in the system, is because I'm transporting stuff by truck, I could hit capacity on that and not really realise it, but I'm not. I'm just not hitting capacity. Look, they're 6 of 21. It's fine. Meanwhile, this has actually grown quite nicely. This is up to 192, 194 out of 400, which is easily producing more than anything else in this setup. So what's going to happen is we'll end up over delivering on lumber, and this is purely down to the frequency of delivery that I've got going to this lumberyard. Whereas with both coal and iron ore, simply not getting that level of frequency. And then, of course, the train comes and picks it up. Lumber. There we go. And on the last one, it had, at a minimum 72 on board, 73 even, planks on board on the last one. So, it's threatening to make some decent cash. But when you get down, actually, it is picking up. And that's because we do use double planks, so maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I'm underreacting. Maybe I am reacting incorrectly. But, if we turn our attention to the profitability of these lines, the story talks for itself. We've got Independence Food Bulk, Jacksonville Phoenix, both throwing money out the window. HPT, where other HPTs. High Point, there you go. High Point Industrial Bulk, 1 of 18. Brilliant. Steam Retirement Line's losing money, but, that's understandable. San Bernardino Bulk, losing money. Warren Boston Food Bulk, losing money. Everything is losing money. We're just losing money all over the place. The good news is, where we're making money, the West Coast Main Line is effectively bankrolling the entire operation. If my objective were purely set on making as much cash as possible, there are an awful lot of services that I would mothball pretty much immediately, and live a highly profitable life as a result. But that's not why we're doing this. The reason for this extensive network, production network, let's say, is what we're going to cover off either in this episode or the next one. I think it'll probably be the next one. In this one, I'm going to try and see if we can't turn this around just a touch. And that's going to involve expense. But, it's an expense that could be worth paying if it does end up making a bit more cash. So we're going to need to sling that out there And I think you can see where I'm going with this already. You know, why would I double track a single track? You're gonna have difficulty getting that done there, chum. Yeah, you're gonna terrain alignment something or other. What I need is I need a long enough stretch of track that I can have it passing. The question is, oh, I can. Oh, this is exciting. Okay. Right, so basically I need a passing track. We're going to start with the coal train. So let's... You're on there, you're on there. I want you the other side. I want you... Yeah, this isn't easy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm eternally grateful that they've allowed signals to be placed inside tunnels now. But it does not want to play ball when it comes to actually placing the flaming things. Right, so I guess... If we scroll down here, right, okay, so we could put, now I could do this by creating a bunch of multiple blocks inside the tunnel to create a queuing system. So we'd want to go there, and then we'd want another one here just to free up that block. And I will do I've promised repeatedly a tutorial on signals. You know, I might not be the greatest expert in the world, but I can tell you a few things that will help. Rest assured. Now, oh, you are going to let me put one on that side. Good. No. Stay true. Stay true. Let's put one there. And if I can, come on. Nah, it's not going to do it. All right. Well, where's the point at which you give up being able to be flexible? Now, if we get this right, where's the coal train gone? Did I just miss it? Certainly seems like I did. Where have you got to? Right. If this takes the other line automatically on the way back, then we're already at a win. However, an easier way to see that might be to just, you know, light the route. And then once we get back over here, there we go. Good, route's working perfectly. So I can now chuck another train on there, and maybe, just maybe, it will up the production of coal. I am going to have a quick look and see how fast this line is. SBD coal. Now, all of these routes have an SBD-based name because I'm treating this as the San Bernardino kind of overall goods network is the plan here. SBD coal's 5 minutes. 5 minute turnaround's pretty quick. It certainly isn't. It's certainly not slow. I'm reluctant to do another one. But something's got to be done. Something most definitely has to be done. All right, well, we'll try it. What have we got? 11 coal cars on with an electric. Okay, fine. Let's go with, where are you? And it's going to be this, isn't it? Here we are, 10 million quid. Total bargain. Buy one, and then coal, please. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right, stick this. It's just got trouble written all over it. There we go. Right, so we've now got 2 on there. I'm going to do the same thing for the iron ore, or am I? Actually, I think the iron ore is quick enough that we can leave that alone, but I will probably do the same with the steel. Right, what are you flying there, chum? You see, it's starting to get a reasonable number. And I don't think it's quite fast enough, but maybe I've overreacted. Maybe I didn't need to do more coal at all. Maybe this is gonna pan out of its own volition if I leave it alone for long enough. Then again, maybe it won't. So anyway, so if I'm going to, I think I'm going to try it. We'll set a second steel line up. I think everything else maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe it's fine. But you know, let's not take any chances. Let's chuck that one there. Link them up, and then fling it over here. And at this point, with the rather healthy bankrolling that I've got going on, thanks to the main line, I am profitable every year. So there's absolutely no cause for frugality. We can just go spend crazy. Right away up there. That'll do it. That's plenty of double track, plenty of passing space going on. And what I quite like doing, actually, particularly in the early game, I actually thoroughly enjoy setting up a passing track that is just long enough to allow services to pass. Right, end that block there. And then, actually, I'm going to leave this as a few blocks as possible, because this will space the trains theoretically quite nicely. Right, so we're looking for SBD Steel, which is currently made up of... I'm done with you, chum. We need to look at the routes. Route's good. SBD Steel is one of those and 11 of them. And it's profitable. Typical. Well, we'll change all of that momentarily. Buy trains, thank you. Yep. Let's make it a very fetching grey. Steel is a state car, so what did I say? 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. Right, set it on the right route. SBD Steel. And in theory, maybe this will pay off. I mean, certainly, we just made a big chunk of change there from the lumber train. It's picking up pace, definitely picking up pace. And maybe this wasn't necessary, but I think it was. Well, great. If you think it was, then clearly, everybody else should just shut up, because, you're some kind of genius. Right, what have we got waiting here? 77 waiting. How many are you packing? 12. So the trucks are actually picking up in terms of the amount that they're delivering as well. All right, maybe we're onto a winner after all. Where are you now? 320 of 400, and it is increasing. Right, we'll stick another couple of trucks on there. Let's paint them green. 1, 2. Set line. Tricky. Don't really know. Should be an SBD name. SBD Wood. I can't think of anything else that could possibly go on. There we go. Are we rolling? We are rolling. Good. Okay, so... Hey, that's not bad. What's your capacity? What do you got on there at the moment? Get out of the way, you're confusing me. That's 162. Yes, 162. All right, good. Well, we're going to hit that pretty quickly, so I'm going to need to up the tempo on that train. And because we are kind of past the point of doing anything, even the big, I've been banging on about some kind of clever plan with regard to making a centralised depot. Yeah, no, we're over that now. Right, yes. So why are we doing all of this? Well, we get to grow High Point, right? High Point has got no passenger deliveries at all. And we are just growing the industrial district, and that's what this does. So if you look at any town in the game, here we go. Look, right, here's AN town in the game. Oh, you're right. Tools are shopping facilities. I thought tools would be jobs. Oh, poo. All right. Someone pointed this out in the comments. Let's cover one thing at a time. The easiest way to get a town to grow is by shifting population around, right? And let's pull up the signatory here. By pulling people around from town to town, in a train, in a bus, on an airplane, in a ship, whatever, you help the population of that town to grow, which grows the green area of that town. If, in parallel, you deliver more shopping stuff, the blue area grows. Deliver more yellow, industrial, the yellow area grows. Now, in Boston, which is right away down the other end of the map, and therefore maybe I don't need to actually show it to you, but I'm going to show it to you because we've started this journey. As you can see, we do a lot of passenger delivery, right? huge amounts. We also do a good shake of commercial delivery. As you can see, those have grown up quite well. Industrial has grown a little, but that's because everything grows a little as you increase the population. But nothing beats, Warren, same story. Not really delivering to industrial, but it does have it. But we are delivering to commercial, and that's why people want to go shopping there. Now, on the other hand, if we were to look at somewhere where I was paying more attention to commercial deliveries, Indianapolis is not a bad shout. Here's Indianapolis, and as you can see, it gets a little bit of construction material, which are most definitely an industrial material. And you can see that we've started to pick up on industry here as well. And that's the dream here. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make there a reason. Flipping it. How many people are waiting here? Do not get distracted. 700 plus people waiting. Awesome. Yeah, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make San Bernardino right about here. I'm trying to grow this in an industrial capacity. And as you can see, we're starting to light these yellow chaps up a little bit. We've got another one being built there. We've got another one being built over here. The goal being that there will be something that San Bernardino offers that Boston does not. And Boston does not offer much in an industrial sense. Now, you've got tools here. Tools on industrial delivery. The thing is, what's the catchment area on that? Oh, it's got this blue section, look. Well, that's worked out rather well then. Okay, good. Well, that's less of a drama than I thought it was going to be. Right, how are we doing? I'm not particularly overwhelmed by the prospect there. But what are my two steel trains up to? How many are you packing there, friend? 27. Not a lot, but I have got 2 of them now, and that's good. Likewise, let's have a look at the situation with the coal. So we're going in. This one's going to be waiting for, or rather, this one is going to be waiting for the other one to hit the signal. It's carrying 48. What have we got waiting at the station? 44. So we will have reduced. Yeah, you see, this would be up to 90 some odd now. And I wonder if it would if I kept my journey frequency in exactly the same fashion. So yeah, so Boston, not so much on the industry side of things. San Bernardino, not so much on the commercial side of things. Got a little bit, but not a huge amount. So the objective is this going to make San Bernardino out to Boston a viable route? We're going to use, plenty of planes. We're going to give it every chance we can possibly conceive of to work. But, I've always thought that maybe it was down to, SBD not having enough reason for a Bostonian to come visit, and vice versa. Yeah, I don't know. That's the question. That's the problem. So yeah, so what I'm going to aim to do, once we've got this a little bit more grown, I think, is I'm going to set up airports in multiple different cities. So along with San Bernardino and Boston, we will also hit either High Point or Thornton. Haven't decided which. They're getting goods, but they're not getting any passenger movement in the slightest, and that's kind of critical to the success of the thing here. You depot, please. Yeah, it's all right. I'm not retiring you from service. What were you on? SBD lumber planks, one or the other. Yeah, we'll set up airports in multiple cities, and we'll see which one is going to be, or which ones are going to be the most proficient, the most prolific. The ones that come anywhere near making a profit. Right, let's go 2, 3, 4 more. 6 more. Right, SBD lumber. There you go. Right, that's more than enough. That is future proof. Actually, no, turn it around. Turn around. Go to the depot. This is, yeah, we might as well do this now. Let's do it now. There we go. Now, if I set you up there... No, you've stuck it at the end. I didn't want you at the end. We're going to have to do it this way. There we go. I want to put a double header on here, because that's going to look cool. Yep. Right. Get back to work. Where are we? Lumber. Yes. That's more like it. Okay. Yeah. Hauling plenty of stuff. Double engines will allow it to carry an absolute ton of weight. And the upshot should be quite promising. So, yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grow this for another 10 years, maybe another 15 years. I'm going to grow the population just a little bit more. And then we shall fiddle around with airports until we find something that sticks. That's pretty handsome. So yeah, so apologies that that the previous episode went by the wayside. I shall definitely put together some sort of highlight package for you. I mean, it'll be commentaryless, so you know, I don't know whether that's a selling point or not. There she goes. That's a pretty good view. Yeah, and then next time around, we're going to wrap up the series, and we're going to do so by really thrashing airlines until we find something that works. So much like the initial setup video, which I'm sure some of you have seen, we will try multiple different approaches. So if you've got an approach you think I should try, stick it in the comments. And then I might give it a spin. Obviously, if I've already recorded the subsequent episode, then sticking it in the comments is it's not going to get you anywhere. I'm sure you worked that out by yourself. So a slightly shorter episode today. Apologies for that, but we're coming up on the end of the series, and after this series, we are going to do the North Atlantic. Oh, look at this! Yeah. Oh, every train in the world. Holy mackerel, that's good stuff. That's pretty fantastic. I'm pretty pleased with that as a shot. I'm not going to get a better shot than that. I do want to see how much this one earned. 3.5 million, 3 and a bit million. Grand. Thank you very much for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. In the very next episode, we will finish off. We will get out of here. We will bid a fond farewell to this inaugural Transport Fever playthrough. So be sure not to miss that and hit subscribe in order to make sure you catch it. I will catch up with you very soon. Cheerio.